Michael, I made you a crappy demonstration of how to animate text, and I'm sure you've figured it out by now. So I want to make a better one for you. There's these basic rules to remember about keyframing. Always place the playhead where you want the keyframe to be before making any changes to the text or whatever. In this case, you want it to be at the beginning of the text, and I always use the shortcut keys, Shift Home and Shift End. So this is where I want to start. The next thing we want to do is I want to move the text into the location where we want to start, and perhaps, well, we'll just move it into a location. Now, I noticed that you use this keyframe to start your operation. That is to place your first keyframe on the timeline. Unfortunately, what that does in this case is it adds, and you're in the transform section, which is the only thing we really need, the keyframe to the video. Now, I'll try to demonstrate why this is the wrong thing to do. And so, but anyway, the proper steps is to move your playhead to the second location before moving the text. And then to use the transform keys, not to just manually move it. And in this case, we want to move it over and we want to rotate it, and we can rotate it. But already we can see that this is the wrong rotation. The anchor point is not the center of the text. The anchor point is the actual video frame itself. So let's just delete these two keyframes. Right click, select a keyframe, right click, delete all keyframes. Okay, we're back to where we start. So the basic problem that you had was you used this keyframe to start. It brought up the video when all you want to do is keyframe the text. So you click on the text, and there's your text. You can add your text information in or whatever, and then go down. It has its own transform section, transform and composition in case you want to, composition is in case you want to change the opacity, transparent, whatever. But anyway, basically all you're asking about is the transformation section. And like I said, don't make your changes in the preview window. Make your changes over in the transform. And what we wanted to do, we wanted to move the text across and we wanted to spin it. So we're going to add our first keyframe at the beginning, and we're going to click the section header, and that will automatically keyframe all of these items in here for us. So no matter what we changes, we now have keyframed the location of the text here. If it wasn't in the correct location, we should be doing it not here, but here. Okay, but this is our starting position. So the second keyframe is move the playhead first. Make your changes in the transform section. In other words, make your change here. Secondly, thirdly, wherever we're at, let's do our rotation. And now you can see that the rotation is occurring on the text. In other words, the anchor point is correct. This is because we're in the text, not the video. The video acts on the frame. The text acts, puts the anchor point at the center of the text itself. So there we can rotate it as many times as we want. And by doing that, we automatically got our second keyframe entered for those items that we changed within the transform. Now when we play it back, we get the expected results. Shift Home. Play. And there we go. That's what you were expecting.